Hi everybody, welcome back to the blog. This is the second video in the Stirling Ranges series. It's getting windy and it looks like it might rain. Let's hope it doesn't. I'm sorry about the low quality of these videos, but there's a lot of dust blowing around, so it's very misty and hazy tonight. We're just getting ready to head off to our next destination, which is the Western Lookout. As you can see, we've got a lot of mountains and hills to climb through. So on the other side is where the Chester Pass Road passes through the national park, and that's where we want to be for tonight's first stop on. The rocky mountain just coming into view, I think, is Mount Magog. I'll have to check up on that one back. So here we are at Western Lookout. We had to forego on Central Lookout as it was getting a little bit late. But I took a few videos and photos, which you can see here, and you can see the sun is starting to get low in the west. It's a little disappointing that we have this strong afternoon wind. I would have liked to have flown the drone and got some nice aerial shots of the ranges. You can see here the old growth, and on the hillsides the new growth. It's really pleasing to see that the vegetation is finally starting to recover of the devastating bushfires we had in early January this year. With the Western Lookout ticked off the list, it's time to make our final push to Chester Pass Road. So we will stop and take a few photos as the sun sets, and try to get bedded down for the night before it gets too dark. So we made it to our spot on Chester Pass Road, and as the sun comes out of the clouds and finally casts the sunshine on the hills, here's Mini parked up by the side of the road, all ready for a good night's sleep. So as the sun sets and the kettle is boiling, we'll get ready for bed and we'll catch you tomorrow. Come on, Jack, it must be your turn to make the coffee. With the mist forming on the mountains, sun rising, breakfast in the valley, it's time to hit the road. With the nice early 7 o'clock start, you can see the sun just off to the east there. It's popping over the top of the southern part of the Stirling Ranges. And today we're heading to Borden, which is about 15 kilometres to the east, and we're going to do some videos there, and that's probably where we'll make our turn and start to head south towards the ocean. Just here you can see parts of the bush that were not affected by the fire. Just off to the left you can see where it's burned, and now to the other side to the right, where you can see the forests have been devastated with the fire from early this year. No, we haven't suddenly gone back in time. We've actually driven into the shadows cast by one of the hills. Mount Bluff, I think, is the highest around here, and there's quite a walk up to the top of Mount Bluff. We are just coming up to the Bluff Knoll turn-off. Just here is the ranger station, and there's a small cafe, excellent coffee, great people, and the school bus. Pick up the kids here, take them into town for school. Someone else on the road early this morning. Keep the stuff moving, another grain truck probably heading to Albany. Remember I mentioned we don't travel very fast. There's a road train passing us. Just off to the left up here is something you don't see very often in the middle of the Australian bush. There's a Dutch windmill, and parked alongside it is a DC-3 aircraft that's been converted into accommodation for staying overnight. I'll put a link to Lily's accommodation in the links below. Just a few kilometres down the road is the Amelot fuel stop. I was thinking about calling in and getting a fresh made coffee, starting to slow down. Nah, I've changed my mind, I'll keep going to Borden. That's when I noticed there was a road train behind me, so I pulled over to the side of the road a little bit to give him a bit of room to get past. He's coming, believe me, he's coming. And there he goes, I think one more trailer to go. And as he goes past the front of my vehicle, I flash my headlights a couple of times and he indicates and pulls in. It just helps them let them know when they're clear to pull across. Now we're coming into the end of harvest at the moment. You see a lot of these transportable wheat silos. This is where the trucks will be heading to farms, pick up the wheat and heading to Borden or to Albany. Looks like it's time to tease Jack. Bridge! I must set a camera up. Every time we come to a bridge he jumps up, even if he's asleep, he jumps up and he stretches out his harness to reach the window and jumps up and down and barks and barks and barks until we get across the bridge and then he's back to sleep. Here is the Bremer Bay turnoff. We'll be going just a little bit past the turnoff to Borden and then we'll be coming back maybe later today or tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. Well, due to technical difficulties I didn't get a video into Borden. Here is the partially restored RSL Club, and of course the obligatory telephone tower, and this is one hell of a lawnmower, and there's not even a lawn. Yeah, I know, it's a harvester, but it's a really old harvester. And the local Borden school, immaculately looked after, great lawns and facilities. And I just love the old architecture, fibro and tin. And always the post office and general store, really well looked after. And the real reason that it's all here. These are the wheat bins and silos that all the trucks around the district are bringing the grain to. Smaller trucks will deliver from the farms and larger trucks will be loaded to head to Albany to export overseas. So that was Borden. I hope you enjoyed the little walk around. We'll have to call back in again to get some better video. But now we're getting ready to head off. Just realised that there is nowhere in Borden to get fuel, so we have to go back about 10 or 12 kilometres back to the fuel station to get fuel to get us to Bremer Bay. There's the pub on the side of the road just as you leave town. As you get to the end of the road here, this is the main highway that runs on through to Esperance. We're going back towards Albany for about 12 kilometres to pick up fuel before we head to Bremer. Well, here we are, we're on the road again. We've just filled up at Amelot, I think it is. So just about 5 k's down the road here back towards Borden is the turn off to Bremer Bay. So we're going to pop out to Bremer Bay, which is about 80 something kilometres each way to get back to here. and then we'll maybe head home. Alright everybody, catch you later. So here we are, we're just coming up to the turn off. We'll be on the right, and then it's the 80 kilometres or so to Bremer Bay. But we'll have a few stops on the way, and we'll get some photographs of the eastern side of the Stirling Ranges, and you can see the difference between looking at the Stirlings from the Wheatbelt side as compared to looking from the Albany side. Well, we just pulled off the side of the road, we're just parked up here. I'm just making a coffee, and we're heading to Bremer Bay, which is about 30 k's from here. It's a little bit of farming area. I think it's some wheat, and there's beef just in the field. That way, there's beef, so I'll swing around and let you see here. Yeah, there's definitely beef out there, cows and things. Never mind the cows, what about the Stirling Ranges? Look fantastic from this angle. So yeah, we're heading to Bremer Bay, so we should be there in about half an hour once I've made the coffee. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video, the last of the Stirling Ranges, I hope, for a while anyway. Next week's video will be Bremer Bay and the beaches. We hope you all had a fantastic Christmas, and we'll see you in a year's time. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get notification when new videos arrive.